In the heart of a city that never slept, a 7-year-old girl named Anna knew only the quiet, lonely corridors of an old orphanage. Her world was small and colorless, except for one corner where an old out-of-tune piano sat. This was her secret refuge, her only friend. The worn ivory keys were her confidants, and with every note, she poured out the unspoken dreams of a little girl who just wanted a family. One day a notice arrived at the orphanage. The city's most formidable millionaire, Alexander Gray, was hosting a charity gala at his sprawling mansion. He was a man known for his cold demeanor and sharp business sense, not for his charity. The gala included a talent showcase, and the orphanage matron, hoping for a generous donation, signed Anna up to play the piano. The night of the gala was a whirlwind of blinding lights and shimmering gowns. Anna, in a simple hand-me-down dress, felt smaller than ever as she was led into a grand ballroom. The room was filled with the city's elite, their laughter echoing off the high, frescoed ceilings. At the center of it all sat Alexander Gray, his expression unreadable, a bored look in his eyes as he watched the performances. When Anna's name was called, a wave of whispers rippled through the crowd. Was this tiny, frail-looking child? She walked towards the magnificent grand piano, her heart pounding a frantic rhythm against her ribs. As she sat down, she could feel hundreds of eyes on her, especially the piercing gaze of Mr. Gray. He leaned over to an associate and scoffed. "Let's see what this little charity case can do." The words, though quiet, cut through the air and reached Anna's ears. A tear welled up in her eye, but she blinked it away. She wouldn't cry. Instead, she would let the music speak for her. Her small fingers touched the keys, and a melody began to fill the vast ballroom. It started as a gentle whisper, a tune full of longing and a quiet sadness that told the story of her lonely nights. The chatter in the room slowly faded, replaced by the hauntingly beautiful music. The melody grew stronger, more passionate, spoke of hope, of a little girl's dream of a warm hug and a bedtime story. It was a raw, emotional outpour that came straight from her soul. She closed her eyes, lost in her own world, the music flowing through her as if it were a part of her very being. She played for her parents she never knew, for the home she never had, and for the love she so desperately craved. Alexander Gray, the man who had everything, sat frozen in his chair. The music had broken through his carefully constructed walls of ice. In Anna's melody, he didn't hear a performance, he heard a plea. He saw not an orphan trying to impress, but a pure heart sharing its deepest truths. He remembered his own lonely childhood, a past he had long buried under layers of wealth and success. A single tear, the first in decades, traced a path down his cheek. When the final note hung in the air, the silence was profound. Then, the room erupted in thunderous applause. But Anna didn't hear it. Her eyes were fixed on Alexander Gray, who was now standing, his face a mixture of awe and regret. He walked directly to the stage, past the stunned onlookers, and knelt before the small girl at the piano. "What is your name?" he asked, his voice thick with emotion. "Anna," she whispered, her hands trembling. He gently took her small hand in his. "Anna," he said, "your music. It told me a story I had forgotten. How would you like to come home? To have all the music lessons you want, in a room with a piano all your own?" Anna's eyes widened, filling with tears of disbelief and joy. She couldn't speak, so she simply nodded, a radiant smile breaking through her tears. That night, Anna didn't return to the orphanage. She left the grand ballroom hand in hand with Alexander Gray, not as a charity case, but as his daughter. Her music hadn't just won an applause. It had won her a father, a home, and a future filled with the love she had only ever dared to dream of. And for Alexander Gray, the little girl in her melody brought back the one thing his fortune could never buy, the warmth of a loving heart. Thank you for watching this story unfold. If you were moved by Anna's journey, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that touches the heart.